Hello guys, am I audible now? There's still no voice. Are you guys sure? Oh, okay, now I'm audible. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much. Let's get started with the class. Okay, today's class is interesting because we learn to write and deploy advanced firewall rules against very common attacks like rate limiting, NAT attacks, VLAN attacks, which we see in real life. Okay, and in the second part, what we're going to do is that we're going to use Wireshark to analyze packets, which is very interesting. It is so much fun, and I think you guys will enjoy a lot. Okay, let's get started. Let me shift focus back to my screen. Guys, am I audible now? Hello, guys, am I audible now? Okay, I'm so sorry. See, right now it's audible, then suddenly it'll stop being audible also. I don't know, something's going wrong with StreamYard itself because it's not happening on any other application. Anyway, let's go and let's start. ETH0 is used to connect to the internet. ETH1 is what we are using in our virtual lab. Okay, now I'm going to open up the metasploitable machine as well to see if we can ping each other because I have created a host only subnet. Okay, what is the host only subnet? Can someone explain? Like, just write it down, no pressure. Uh, in 15-20 seconds, I'll answer. Okay, all right. So Metasploit is a vulnerable machine that is specifically meant to be tested for learning purposes, for performing functional analysis on tools. No, host only does not mean only host can access the server. Tech with Roman. It means that all the devices can only access the host. Okay. Now let's move ahead. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to present my screen, which would be a metasploitable machine. All right. Okay. So this is called a metasploitable machine. All right. And its purpose mainly is to be tested upon. It is a very vulnerable machine. It has extremely like old components. It has a lot of ports open, right? Okay. So now going back to the third machine, which is the PfSense firewall, which would be the most important machine today because today we'll learn how to add rules on a firewall, right? So it's very important for us to analyze that. Can't see it clearly. Now, okay, wait. Yeah, I'll just, create a. Is it better now? Joy, is it better? Okay, I'm gonna assume it's better. So this is the PfSense machine. It is just meant to be a firewall. It's used to be configuring firewalls. In fact, do you guys know that all the routers, all the Wi-Fi routers at your place, all of them have firmware of their own, and they're usually running a lightweight version of something like this itself, which is PfSense, right? So now let's first understand the attacks that we're going to do today. All right, that's very important. Just let me minimize this and I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so we're going to be using three types of attacks here. One would be ARP spoofing, second would be TCP flooding, and third would be DDoS. All right. No, no, I'm not speaking. Just I'm pulling up diagrams to show to you guys that can be which are gonna be used as what do you call it? Reference points for the attacks that we're gonna be conducting. ARP spoofing. It's not just spoofing. ARP spoofing. Very important concept. You can theoretically, like literally, take over your school's Wi-Fi network. All right, I have pulled up diagrams for all three. One is in slightly bad condition, you could say. Uh, okay, so let's first look at the bad one. Okay, the bad quality one. So it's only better from there. It's so bad quality. Those of you on your phones, you should be thanking God. Anyway, so TCP flooding attack is when an attacker sends a lot of SYN. We learnt about SYN and ACK in our first class, right? It sends a lot of SYN packets to a server, right? The open ports on the server, and the packet sends, like the server sends SYN ACK, then it's waiting for the final ACK to be sent from the device, right? But there is no ACK sent from the device. So the three-way handshake is, you could say, the three-way handshake is turned into a two-way attack because only the first two steps of the three-way handshake have been followed, right? Yes. So anyway, that's TCP flooding. I will now show you guys the next one. Oops. I audible now or am I still not audible? Am I still not audible? It's audible now. Instead, right, what's happening here instead is that you are connecting to someone who is not a router but has you fooled that you are a router. How can he fool you? The router has an IP address. Usually it's 192.168.0.1 or .1.1, right? Not clear. Is it clear now? Sorry. Yeah. So that's what an ARP spoofing attack is. So let's start with. Okay, so let's start understanding Wireshark. So since we are going to be understanding Wireshark, let's start with ARP spoofing because we'll be able to see it then. Okay, guys, I think we are set up. Now, this is the attack I think you guys should write down and also learn what the flags mean. It's, see, voice is gone, voice is fluttering. Is voice now? No. So let's do something. Let's start sharing my Kali Linux screen because that's what you'll be using to conduct the ARP spoofing attack. For ARP spoofing attack, what tool is there? Okay, if you ever want to find out a tool, and this is very important, I think you guys should really know this. Apropos. Apropos means approximately. Okay? Not approximately, it can loosely be translated to approximately. Now,
let's say I forgot the name of the tool. Name of the tool is ARP spoof, by the way, because it spoofs the ARP address. Let's say I forgot that, and I want to know. Let's say I forgot network scanning is a thing. Like, what's the tool for network scanning? What I'll type is network scanner. This is something you everybody who's using Linux should know. And it'll give me all the tools that are related to networks. Okay, you see, so that way I can get them easily. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for ARP, and we see right here there's ARP spoof. Okay, now I'm going to go step by step as to what command that we're going to type. This is not something you guys need to remember, but still, okay. Now our spoof, first we'll specify the interface. Sorry. So we had ETH0 and ETH1, and we remember we were doing it on ETH1. Okay. Next we'll specify the target. By the way, these dash things are called flags. Okay. Uh, so the target IP was 192.168 dot uh 119, I think. Wait, let me just check. Yeah, it's 119. And then the default gateway, which would usually be 1, but you should always see the subnet mask. There is a chance this won't work. We're also going to discuss why. Why we think this won't work. Okay. I need to give it a UID. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll just quickly do that. Couldn't ARP for host. Okay, so the ARP cannot ping it, but the ICMP protocol can ping it, right? So we cannot conduct an ARP spoof attack. That is because Metasploitable is running on VMware and we are running VirtualBox for Kali Linux. Okay, so a good lesson to learn here is that you should always have all your machines on the same virtualware ideally. All right. Let's do a TCP SYN flood attack. Okay? For the TCP SYN flood attack, we'll see whether we'll be able to do it or not. Because see, we were able to not ping it using our ping, but earlier we were able to ping it using normal ping, which is ICMP. See, these things are very important when you're conducting attacks. Like to know that whether ARP spoofing would work on someone or not. Oh, so all hping always has to be run in sudo. All right, guys. Now I didn't specify ETH1, so it took ETH0. Let's say I don't know what. I'm not scanning for vulnerability. I'm conducting attacks. No, that's not true. We should never. You always use sudo. That makes you so vulnerable. That's a very bad security practice. Never use sudo, please. I mean, when it's needed, you should obviously use sudo, but it should be for very specific things. I love Stack Overflow, man. Okay, so see how by typing /h you can see what all commands you can run for a particular. And we see here that this is for interface. Okay, so we're gonna paste the command. We're gonna try to run it. Headers have been set. It's sending a lot of ping requests, which are TCP scans. This will take 2 minutes, guys. Be patient. It might be an error. It might not be an error. You should always, especially when you're involved in the field of tech, you should always take errors positively because then that's how you learn. I used hping, which is used for I used hping, which is used for ETH1 is the network interface that I'm using. That sometimes it's WLAN 0, right? That way, this is ETH1. Voice is not gone, Tamanna. I'm sorry. Hping commands usually take time because they're sending a lot of syn floods and this is being sent to all ports. So we have not specified a port here, right? Because this is a DDoS attack. Sorry, I said this is a TCP syn flooding attack. It would have been a TCP flooding attack if it was just sending to port 80 or port 443. This is sending it to the entire server and this takes a long time. Now we just need to decide whether we have that much time right now. Am I not audible? What is IP address of? I'm so sorry, I didn't understand your question, man. Vignesh, could you repeat that? The TCP SYN flooding attack. All right. The difference being just simply the fact that TCP flooding captures a certain. So the C flag here, right, is for how many packets there are. The P is for port. Port is 80. Am I not audible? So this right now is a TCP flooding attack. You'll see it is assigning different types of IDs, correct? This IP is the IP that we are attacking. This is the machine that we are attacking. 192.168.1. Okay. TTL is time to live and ID is assigned export is 80, flags, sequence. So using HTTP requests. So here is some homework for you guys as the class is ending. Okay. Firstly, what you need to do is you need to understand how PFCTL works. Okay. Work for tomorrow. You have to install the PfSense machine and you have to learn the basics of PfSense. So we can start with firewall rules and Wireshark. These are two things that are going to be very important to us. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen. Actually, wait, that way I won't be able to see your chats. Yeah. So this is the PfSense operating system. You need to install this. Sir, how many SYN packets can you send? Sir, that is defined by the packet rate we define. But if your laptop is slow, it obviously won't be able to send as many, right? Sorry, Prapreet, I know you missed many things. I'll send notes for yesterday and today both. Very comprehensive notes. You'll be able to understand everything through that. This is not the router's IP address. This is the router itself. This is the router. This is PfSense. We are not in Kali Linux anymore. Harsh, what do you mean by where? Oh, the notes will be sent to you by the DevTown team promptly. They'll be sent to you by tonight, 11, 12. And if they don't come, they'll come by the morning, but they'll be sent to you at night. So this is PfSense. Okay, guys, if you want to learn about PfSense, if you want to learn about anything, you should always start with the documentation. The documentation is something that is most important. All right. So how do you access the documentation of something in Linux? FreeBSD is also Linux. Kali is also Linux. These are all Linux distros. All right. So, for example, if I type ifconfig here, it should work here also. See, okay, I need to grep inet because it's giving a lot of responses and we cannot scroll here. Yes, as you can see, the IP address assigned to it is 192.168.1.1, right? There is some CompT is better than CEH. The best certification and the toughest certification is OSCP, Varun. What is CNS from TCP attack? Very good question. So C means how many packets are we actually gonna send? So here it was 10,000, all right, in the TCP flood attack, but you can choose the number. And as far as it comes to C, actually we can check for ourselves on the machine that is open itself. You guys should know how to do that. Does it have hping installed? Hping is not installed. No problem. pkg install. Okay, so now we're gonna go to this. Since we now understand what hping 3 was, we're gonna hello. Oh, that's from 8.5. Yeah. So we're gonna learn how PfSense operates. And PfSense mainly uses pfctl. And now PfCTL has a way of typing it, right? You add an anchor, you add a modifier, you add a host, network, gateway, label, as you guys can see on the screen, right? How do you learn more about this command? We need to learn more about this command, obviously. The first thing is exactly what we saw earlier, the help. And this is the help. Okay, this is not enough. I want to know more about it. Man stands for manual. All right. So PfCTL. Oh yeah, FreeBSD does not have. So basically, whenever you type Varun, you can the best way and the most ethical way to get it is just to get it from the CompTIA people, right? Anyway, I'll just show you guys how the man command works so you guys know. Since it's not working on FreeBSD, it will work on. I'll share my screen. Let's say I want to know everything about Nmap, which is a network scanning tool. I do this, the manual opens up. It has everything about Nmap, literally everything about Nmap. Okay, so that's how you guys should prepare for knowing PfCTL, and your main challenge is going to be, in fact, installing PfSense itself. And I want you guys to go through that challenge. All right, let's wrap up for today. If anyone has any doubts, I'm here for the next 10 minutes. Does anyone have any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Perfect. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.